Hi, this is Gary with GEEZBEEZ. Today we're gonna make some sugar cakes. I made these sugar cake feeders up, real easy to make. Use 1/4 inch hardware cloth down here and just use some boards that I had. Drill a hole for ventilation in the front and put a board down the middle so that I can put my sugar cakes here. And I can feed Paul and Patty or Fawn in here. And so I put about 8 pounds per hive last year. It ended up being about right. I had a few hives that went through it, but most of them didn't. So I'm gonna put about 8 pounds again this year. I'm starting with a 25-pound bag of sugar. I'm gonna put it in this 5-gallon bucket. So that'll make me 3 of those sugar cakes pretty much. And water-wise, I don't remember from last year what I did with water-wise, but I'm going to start out with a couple of cups, and we'll mix it with our mixer and see kind of how it makes, it makes a consistency like a packet of snowballs. So we'll start out with those 2 cups and see kind of how it goes here. And you can take some 2x4s if you want to make some ventilation holes. I take some 2x4s and put down and pack around the 2x4s. I got a 2x4 here. I'm just going to use one. You can use as many as you want if you need more ventilation. I do have this hole in the front, so I just want ventilation where it can kind of circulate a little bit. And this is packed just about right. So 2 cups work pretty good for 25 pounds of sugar. And you just kind of have to guess about what 1/3 of this would be. It doesn't have to be perfect, but generally 8 pounds is what I found works pretty good for me. In Oklahoma, it might be different for you where you're at, but I found that to be pretty good. Move that real quick. You get it against the table, it helps not lose your pack on it quite as much. Getting a little bit dry in places. I probably need to mix it a little bit better. That's about 8 pounds. Let this sit up overnight at least, maybe a couple days. So just pack this down and it will set up hard. And just put it in somewhere where it can stay dry for a couple of days. Maybe overnight, usually a couple of days, and it'll set up hard enough and then you can put them on. So the reason I do these is when I wasn't doing these, I lost about 10% of my hives, 10 to 20, up to 30% one year, just because, you never know when there's a storm going to move in, they need emergency feed, you didn't leave enough feed on. So it's kind of like a little insurance policy for you so that they can have something to feed on all winter. And it's nice in spring too to have this other side. If you build these sugar cake feeders, have this other side, you can start your pollen patties Or I did last year, I put fondant on them later. The ones that ran out, I just bought some fondant and did one round of fondant on them to get them through the springtime. To where we started getting things, nectar sources and pollen sources for them coming out. Then I took them off. And generally, most of them, I didn't have much sugar left, but you can feed that sugar back next year, you know, as, you know, water it down and feed it back. So there's several reasons that I do it, and it's worked well with me. And last year I lost about 8% of my hives by having these on, so I was real happy with that. So hope this helps you. That's how I do it, and appreciate you watching. Thank you.